Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. We're just waiting for our counterparts from WeWalk.
Okay.
But we are live, so folks, we'll be with you in just a moment. Here we go. How are you, Joe?
Hello, hello Barry. Hello, Diane.
How you doing?
Hi.
Good. How are you guys? Give me one moment, John
No
Marcus.
problem. No problem. We'll have to edit this part out. You know what? I'm going to stop the recording. All right. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, wherever you are in this world. Want to welcome you to another webinar live stream. My name is Barry Asman, and I am the co-founder of the Low Vision Shop, and I am joined today by my colleague, Diane, and we are honored to be with our partners at WeWalk. We have the honor of having Joe Alfonso and John Mark today with us. This is an international webinar. John Mark, how are you doing?
I'm all good. Thank you so much for having us, Joe. Yep, great to be here. And yeah, great to be here with Joe as well. So hopefully talking you through WeWalk, our passion, our vision for the product, and just telling you more about why we exist.
Excellent. So yeah, we're grateful to be able to do this webinar today. And there are a lot of so many familiar faces here I see who have joined us. I just want to go through a couple of things. We're going to do our best to go through and do some Q&A at the end. So if you want, you can send us your questions. You can send it through the Q&A at the bottom or wherever it is on your phone or however you're connected today to this Zoom live stream. You can send us a Q&A. We will do our best to answer it and perhaps maybe even call upon you. So you can, of course, send us messages as well. And again, we're going to do our best to address any of those questions. So, but before we begin, I just want to also encourage everyone out there to please, if you have a smartphone, please go ahead and download the WeWalk app on your smartphone. So if you have an iOS, if you have an iPhone, if you have an Android, whatever device you have, there's a good chance, probably 99.99% chance you're going to be able to download it. So please go ahead. You're going to find it very useful as we go further into this webinar. You're going to find it very useful to have the app in front of you and readily available, and you can go along with us when that is complete. So I just want to, go ahead and take a step back here for a moment and, talk about, literally no pun intended, our vision at the Low Vision Shop and our, partnership and relationship that we have with WeWalk and that we've been able to really, forge a great relationship with in such a short period of time. And we're very grateful. At the Low Vision Shop, we really do our best and really go to great lengths to find and secure the best possible technology for the sight loss community. And it's not an easy task. And it's not something that just, literally comes out and we pick out of the hat and, oh, we're going to move forward and introduce this product. But, WeWalk, we've had our eyes on it for quite some time. And we feel that today the product is, it's an incredible product. And we're excited to be able to share and go through all the details with you. But we really feel that WeWalk is really a piece of technology. It's not just a smart cane, it's a beautiful piece of technology that is leading the way and is providing thousands and thousands of people out there with an enhanced quality of life and as far as the way they navigate and the way they move about. So again, we're just grateful to have WeWalk as a partner, and we're excited to share this relationship with you guys. And we are here and look forward to continuing to build upon this. So again, today we are going to talk about everything about WeWalk. We're going to go through it in just a moment. We're going to go through and literally pull out a WeWalk. We're going to go through as if we were unboxing it for the first time. And we are going to power one up or two up or three up per se. And we're going to go through everything. And by the end of this webinar, you are going to really understand how powerful this cane is, how you can potentially utilize it in a way that's going to help you with your mobility and navigation as well. And we're going to go through and really point out all the highlights. Is there anything that you want to add to that, Diane?
No, I'm just excited to hear what everybody has to say about it. I personally like it. First thing I would do is recommend that people, and I'm sure that we'll go over this, is go through the tutorial. The tutorial is incredible. It walks you through every possible step.
Yeah, great tutorials. But before we get into the tutorials and before we get into the unboxing, I want Joe or John Mark, either one of you, to take this and to be able to officially introduce WeWalk. I want you to share with everyone the background as far as WeWalk, how WeWalk was developed, who are the partners behind WeWalk, the collaborators, and what makes WeWalk such a fascinating company.
Yeah, I think I'll start with this one, then I'll happily hand over to Joe. Sort of the passion behind the product. And there's so much to talk about. I mean, where to begin? I mean, the product itself, you have to know, was built from our personal passions, right? I mean, we are very much so within the visually impaired community, myself being VI, our co-founder Kershad being VI, people in our customer support team being VI. We all use the tools we create. So we all understood that there was a gap, that there was a need for this product. I don't know, we love the long cane. We have nothing against the long cane. It's a symbol of our independence. It's a extraordinarily useful tool for giving you ground level obstacle detection. But the issue is it just hasn't really evolved. It hasn't come to a point where it can guide you in today's sprawling urban environment. You need something extra, something that will connect the bus stop, something that will help navigate, get to employment, for instance. And that's where the vision behind WeWalk came in. We set ourselves a very simple yet daunting mission, which is we want to empower our visually impaired community with technology to give our community that equal participation, that ability to go wherever in full confidence. And hey, where should we begin, right? Where do we think would be the best place? Well, the tool which 50 million of us use on a day-to-day basis, which is the white cane. Everyone knows it. It's like the most fundamental starting point. And that's where the idea came in. So I'll touch into the hardware and sort of what WeWalk is from that perspective. But I'd love it if you could take over, Joe, talk about the software, because really is an exciting sort of duo of technologies working together here. So in terms of the hardware, we've kept the standard cane the same. So in the WeWalk box, and I'm sure we'll go through this, Barry, but
yeah,
you get your standard cane. It's an Ambutech graphite cane. We've partnered up with Ambutech to make this possible. So you're getting like a really high quality white cane experience at the very foundation. But then on top of that, you get the WeWalk handle. You get the ultrasonic sensor at the front, which gives you upper body obstacle detection. Already you've got an additional layer of safety. You're no longer relying on just what's on the ground, but you can also be alerted to tree branches, signposts, stuff which you might typically miss. But the really cool part is the software aspect. So WeWalk actually connects to our WeWalk smartphone app. And via the smartphone app, you can use WeWalk's built-in touchpad, as well as the speaker and the microphone, to either control WeWalk gestures or to talk to it. And then WeWalk can give you turn-by-turn navigation. You can control the WeWalk smartphone app, get navigation features, exploration features, and it keeps on getting better and better. It really is such an exciting platform to be in.
Thank you so much, John Mark. Joe, do you want to add on to anything there?
Sure. So going on to the software side of things. So as John Mark mentioned, when you pair up the WeWalk cane with with our WeWalk app, you get a lot of the smart features. And to touch on the main items that the WeWalk app provides. So there's the exploration mode feature. And when you enable exploration mode, it allows you to be able to browse points of interest around you. So for example, if you're exploring uncharted territories, let's say you're on vacation somewhere and you want to know what's around you, you can turn on the exploration mode switch. And what that does is it scans the area for any points of interest or any popular places that are around your vicinity. It announces the clock direction as well as the distance to that point of interest. So as you're walking around, it's constantly scanning and you'll know any points of interest that are around you. Now, there's also the explore mode feature where if you want to be able to browse the different points of interest by category, you can access that feature. And what it'll do is it'll sort out all of the popular places by category. So you'll have things like arts and entertainment, pubs and clubs, health and wellness. And what you can do is you can drill down into each of those categories, and then you'll be able to get more details such as the phone number. If you want to go there by Uber, as John Mark had mentioned earlier, if you want to get step-by-step directions to get there, you can do that through our explore mode. We also have public transport tracking. So if you want to go to a bus or a train stop and you want to know their arrival times, or if you want to try to walk to those different stops, you'll also be able to get turn-by-turn navigations over there. We also are doing a lot of application integration. So Uber is one of the applications that we've integrated into our app as well. So if you're trying to get to a destination that's far away, you can choose to walk there, or if you want to get there through public transportation, you can do that. Or if you want to hail an Uber in order to get there, you can do that as well. And one of our latest features that we've rolled out recently is multimodal. And what multimodal allows you to do is use a combination of public transit as well as walking directions in order to get to your destination. So if your destination is multiple kilometers away, or for anyone in the US, multiple miles away, and you want to try to get there, you can use multimodal to take a bus to get to that destination. And then once you get to that actual destination, you can continue walking using the step-by-step directions. And on top of that, if you're on a bus and you need some guidance to help remind you when it's time for you to get off, there's also a stop tracking feature where WeWalk app will notify you via in-app as well as audio notifications when your stop is arriving. And then once you arrive at your stop, you'll be notified again one more time that this is your stop, you need to get off. So it's a good way to be able to get that hand holding whenever you're trying to get to a destination that you're trying to navigate to. So these are just a few of the application features that work alongside with the cane that helps our users be able to comfortably navigate around.
Yeah, we're about to unbox here in just a moment, but I want to further add to that what Joe was saying, that I personally, while I'm sighted, I am, constantly using a lot of the technology that we have here at the Low Vision Shop, and specifically the WeWalk, specifically the app. And just the other night, I had the app open, and I wanted to see, you know what? I want to see how accurate my commute on the Long Island Railroad is going to be. Okay, and sure enough, it knew, as far as the train that, I selected the train that I was taking, and I had a few minutes before the train departed, and it, told me exactly how many stops. It, I got the reminder, and it was spot on. So it was really fascinating. So if anyone out there who's sighted and wants to use the WeWalk app as a reminder in case they fall asleep on the train or something like that, or they fall asleep on the bus, it's a great way to keep you in line. So really great work, and it's great to see that the technology has advanced to such a level where everyone can benefit.
And that is so handy, because so many times you'll get on a bus and you'll say to the driver, can you tell me when we get to such and such stop? And they forget.
Of course they forget. They're busy. They're focusing on the road. They got passengers coming on. And, we always talk about independence, right? How do we bring technology to the market that it's got to be cool, of course, right? But how does it actually play a role as far as creating greater independence, where you don't have to go and ask the bus driver, oh, can you let me know when I'm going to hit Main Street, right? You don't have to ask the bus driver, because your WeWalk will tell you when you're approaching and give you that reminder when to get off. So I love all these features. I am super excited that WeWalk is here. WeWalk has gone through, so many updates as far as software. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. We'll get more into as far as how the updates happen, when they happen, and what kind of updates may happen. So, the main thing is that when you purchase your WeWalk, you're getting a magnificent and up-to-date piece of technology. So let's go ahead and let me just share with everyone here what the packaging looks like. So I am holding the box packaging. Sorry, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna hold it on an angle here because it's a little bright from our lighting. Hopefully you guys can see it. So beautiful packaging, white box packaging. And, you know, it looks like WeWalk is straight out of Silicon Valley. This beautiful box packaging. I love the way the actual WeWalk handle is sort of debossed. That means we can actually feel it as far as a gloss finish as well on top of the box. And it does also have a braille on the top left of the box, and it also has braille also on the bottom right of the box. So great packaging. So let me go ahead and we're going to open it up now. Okay, so when you open up the box packaging, we're going to hold it here. Hopefully things do not come flying out. Okay, but we're going to I'm going to do step by step. So the first things first, you have your how to use. Okay, this is a how to use your WeWalk as far as getting started. This document is 100% in Braille as well. It's hard to share that on camera, but yes, it is Braille as well. Diane, you want to give it a feel?
Yep, definitely Braille.
Okay, we have a great bag. When I say the bag, this is more of a pouch that can house your WeWalk when you are out and about. It's a great, again, it's a great little pouch. When you open it up, I'm not gonna open this one up here, but when you do open it up, it expands, it fits the WeWalk, and
It's got a shoulder strap. So.
Shoulder strap as well, and it's really nice. And you're not gonna be walking around, hey, what is that goofy looking bag? Yeah. It's actually a really nice piece. We also have a more detailed user manual. But Diane, you know, you mentioned as far as tutorials, right? When you were learning how to use WeWalk, where can everyone find those tutorials? Where can they really find all that information?
On the app.
On the app. So the app is fully loaded. It's the app, all the features, plus tutorials, how to use your Smart Cane.
And this isn't just like a 15-minute little app. I mean, this is, I'm going through the, all the tutorials myself, and it is so advanced and it is so thorough that and what I like about it is it also confirms, like if you do the gestures, it'll say like, very good, let's try that again, just to make sure that you have everything down pat.
Excellent.
Yeah, thanks for the feedback. And also you might hear some familiar voices as well on the WeWalk 101 section.
You mean like John Mark, like your voice maybe?
Well, it's Joe and I.
Oh,
that dynamic duo doing the WeWalk
dynamic duo. With Diane, we got competition.
I know.
So continuing along, we do have here your Ambutech. I'm holding the Ambutech Cane. This particular unit that I am holding is a 59, I believe, that I pulled out, 59. So we have Ambutech Cane.
Do you want to go through the sizes?
Yeah, we're going to go through the size. So while we're talking about canes, size-wise, 51, 54, and 59 inches. 51 inch, 54 inch, and 59 inch. These are the three sizes currently available. Okay, I'm going to continue on here, and we're going to talk about, I'm holding this very important piece here in my hand. We call it a screw, but what do you want to call the official, what's the official terminology? Adapter, screw?
The WeWalk screw adapter.
The WeWalk adapter.
Sure,
okay.
You can take that.
Okay, I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. Not last but not least, but this is here, the actual WeWalk handle, really packaged. I mean, the packaging is beautiful. Everything is secured inside there. We're going to now take out the handle here, because this is really the brains of the cane. So I'm holding here the handle. The handle in itself is, if I had to guess, and you guys could probably tell me exact precise inches, but about 10 inches, would you say? Is that or 9 inches? What would you say?
Yeah, it's actually almost the exact length of a standard rubber handle if you look at a 54-inch Ambutech cane.
Okay.
So yeah, if you have a standard cane at home in Ambutech, you want to chop off the handle and replace it, if you really wanted to. It should still feel the same in terms of lengthwise. It's a bit thicker, it has to be said, because
Right.
obviously you've got we've got all the tech inside, but it's very similar in terms of length to a standard cane length. Yeah.
Yeah, and I happen to love, first of all, the overall, the handle is primarily white. It's got a nice matte finish to it. But I like here, and I know Diane, you also like, as far as the actual handle itself, I'm going to have here, it has this gray area that is got a beautiful, the terminology, I mean, the texture to it.
The
Ribbed.
Yeah, the
that's
grip.
one, yeah.
The grip. It's got a really nice grip.
Yep.
And then we also have here your micro USB, correct? Connection?
Yep, that's the
Right,
one.
that will
Yes,
go
that's
in,
correct.
that will plug in, the way you can charge it, and you are good to go. And actually, I did forget here, you also have a strap here that will attach to the actual cane handle. And when you fold up the cane, this will secure it, and you're going to be all set. So let's go ahead, and I want to, I'm going to come back to this right now, to this WeWalk adapter, this cylinder adapter. There was a question that came in beforehand, and I know this person is out there listening to the webinar, and their question was, I'm going to, go out of line here, and I'm going to talk about their question because I think it's very important as we're going through here all the pieces. So the question was, can a WeWalk handle be used on another type of cane or another Ambutech cane, or just maybe, maybe Diane, maybe someone out there has their preferred cane, like their favorite teddy bear, they don't want to get rid of a cane, that they're in love with it.
Yeah, like my pink cane.
Like Diane's pink cane.
Yes.
I think Diane will never give it up. Even though WeWalk is being used now I would say almost every day, Diane still has an affinity to her pink cane. So talk to us how this adapter is the magical remedy for someone who really does not want to part with their existing cane.
So in terms of, we've kind of designed it to try to fit as many canes as possible, but it's not going to fit every cane. Like, we just have to be candid. So if you got an NFB sort of rigid cane that doesn't fold up, the fundamental mechanism of how the cane attaches doesn't actually allow the adapter to fit on. So if you think of how the adapter works, we're taking the string inside a standard cane, we're cutting it short, essentially. We're taking off the handle, and then we're replacing it with that adapter. So you need that string tension to keep the adapter in, because once you have a WeWalk attached to your cane, it folds up and acts completely like a regular cane. It's not like we're sticking something on top of the handle or forcing it to be rigid. So we need that string for flexibility. So if you have a rigid cane, then obviously you can't fold it. You can't take off any pieces. Other canes that are sort of not Ambutech tend to be of similar diameter, so you could try it out. But again, we've designed ours to work with the standard Ambutech canes, which is why, yes, if you do have an Ambutech cane with a different color or a low vision cane or a multicolored one, sure, you could. But we definitely recommend exercising some caution before sort of just dismantling any old cane to try to.
Oh, you got to be careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've seen a few canes.
That bungee cord go flying
Whoosh.
down. Yep.
So yeah,
Just to show how, sorry. So just to show how it actually attaches, this is the actual adapter right here.
So Joe's
It's
holding
on-
an adapter and he's pulling the bungee out from the cane.
And this little circle here is what attaches to the shaft part. So you just have to make sure that that circular area, that diameter of that circular area, the circumference just is able to fit around the shaft of the cane. And then this attaches into the Smart Cane handle. And if I were to turn this clockwise, this adapter screws into
Right
the
into the
Smart
handle.
Cane handle. Exactly.
Again, and for those of you who are purchasing your WeWalk cane, the cane that comes with it already has the adapter already connected. So the only thing you're doing, like Joe was just showing us, all you have to do is literally take out the cane, take out the handle, and literally just screw it right in. And within maybe 30 seconds, your cane is ready to rock and roll.
With a very good roller tip.
Yes,
Yes.
very
I
good
was
roller
actually-
tip.
Yes.
Yes, I was actually just about to mention that. Thank you, Diane. So for the roller tip, it does come with a hook-on roller tip that comes supplied with the WeWalk, and that can also be replaced. You can purchase it from Low Vision Shop as well. I'm sure they have other tips
We
available
do.
as well.
I want to give a shout out to the new OmniSense cane tip that we have all the way from Australia. Incredible, incredible cane tip. So, okay, so moving along. So now that we've got everything out of the box, I want to talk about, you know what, Diane mentioned we have great tutorial that's literally built into the app, but let's say someone is still confused. They still need a little extra, you know, TLC per se, right? Not to worry, right? Because WeWalk provides training. Joe or John Mark, please elaborate on that.
Absolutely. So when you schedule your one-on-one training, you get to meet with one of our WeWalk specialists, because we want to make sure that the adaptability period is as easy as possible for our WeWalk users. So whenever you purchase a WeWalk Smart Cane, you get unlimited free one-on-one training with our specialist, and you can just schedule that directly online. We do our trainings through either Zoom or Google Meet. And the reason we use that is because we want the app that has the phone that has the WeWalk app installed on to be available during the training sessions, because it's always easier if you're able to follow along as we're going through the different aspects of the WeWalk Smart Cane and the app. So again, we want to make sure that when you get your Smart Cane, you're able to start using it as quickly as possible. And whenever I speak with our users, they find it very straightforward to use, because the screens are very easy. Like the way that we've laid out the screens, there's a lot of consistency between the different areas of the screen. So for example, if you're accessing the Explore mode feature, the different screens that you might access under Explore are the same type of screens that you might access in the transport screen. So there's a lot of familiarity between the different areas of the WeWalk app. And we run through each and every aspect to make sure that you understand how to access those apps and, those features, and what each of those features actually do and how you would use them in day-to-day scenarios.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is not just useful for our users, but just to let you guys know that we're listening. So I work with our product team as the head of R&D, and we take every one of those insights from you guys during training, and we actually use them in the development of the app itself. It's not just a case of us giving you training, you're almost giving us training as well, so sort of what's working, what's not working, and how we can just keep making it better together. And yeah, our users really like that. So really great sort of two-way discussion we tend to have.
Yeah, and even for myself, you know, I'm constantly bringing up to John Mark and to Joe and the team that, hey, what about this? What about that? I see this, you know, issue has came up. You know, how do we get that sorted out? And the team at WeWalk has been incredible. And even if you have a wish list, they have their own wish list, but you know, don't be afraid to send in your specific wish list, because they are constantly building on this incredible, strong foundation. So as we were about to go in and actually, you know, start up a cane and go through it and show how it works, I just want to also show, I'm going to hold it this way, the proper way. So I'm holding the cane handle right now, and we have the great, you know, grip here. Love the texture on it. As we go down from the top towards, you know, moving downwards, top down, we're going to come into, we have two different buttons here. It's hard to see maybe on the screen here, but we have two buttons that are just forward of the touchpad. And then we have below the touchpad, we have the sonar object detection indicator, where that is beaming out sonar. You will not see anything, but that is where the sonar cone is. On the back of the handle, we have the power button. It's actually a gray button, but it actually has a dot on there. And also the speakers are below here as well. So everything is, you know, really compact. I mean, again, just beautiful, beautiful piece of technology. And then I forgot at the top here, we also have the ability, this is where your strap will connect. And at the top also where the USB cord will plug in when you are ready to charge up your device. So Joe, John Mark, let's go ahead and fire one up, and let's show everyone how cool WeWalk is.
Yeah, for sure. So what we'll do, just for the interest of time, we don't want to bore our viewers too much for this step-by-step, is I can get Joe to fire up his cane, which is all set up, all charged up, all Beautiful. Good to go. And we can just run you through what a typical user could do with the cane. We'll start off by talking through the app itself, because I think the concept is WeWalk is really simple, right? It's not doing
Yes.
anything differently than the app. It's just making it a lot easier to reach the app on the move. So we'll talk through all the features of the app first, and then how WeWalk just takes that experience to another level.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So without further ado, Joe, shall we just fire up the app? First thing you'll see when you fire up the app is, apart from obviously us being totally screen reader compatible, voice over, talkback, what have you, we are also low vision compatible. So we have different color filters, different text sizes. So if you do want to use any residual sight that you have left, you could totally do that with WeWalk. We're actually one of the very first apps to actually allow for low vision mapping as well. So the whole thing is still usable with sight if you wanted it. And that's
By the way, for
low vision
those of you
approach,
out there who have downloaded the app and want to follow along, please do so.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point as well. I mean, if you want to set it up, jump in quickly, create an account, follow along with us, and we can talk you through all this good stuff.
And just because if you don't have a WeWalk yet, it's still free. You can still utilize the app.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we want as many visually impaired people to be able to get out there, just get mobile. I mean, obviously, when it's safe to do so, when you're permitted in your local region to be able to get out and about. You know, we want you to be using that app. And if you go, well, hey, wait a second, I'm loving the app. I like where this is going. I want to take my experience to the next level. Then it makes a lot of sense to grab yourself a WeWalk Cane. So that's the low vision settings. Let's jump into the home screen, which is where everything lives. I mean, loads of other preferences, which I won't go through in this sort of webinar, but you know, everything is customizable. You can set how often WeWalk talks to you, the volume level, the obstacle detection distance, you know, how often you get turn-by-turn navigation. If you like getting a lot of information, or if you're getting much less, you know, everything is customizable. The best thing I could say is just try it out. You know, like get on a journey, have a look at the different settings, and see what works best for you. In terms of your home screen, really, really cool. So at the very top, you get your current location. Such a useful feature. You know, say you're out and about, you want to know exactly where you are. You've got your actual address, street address, postcode, all that good stuff. And then you can even share that location. So if you need someone to sort of drop by and help you out, or if you just, you know, want to share your location with friends and family, you just hit that share button and you can share your location real quick. You can even
will that, I'm sorry to interrupt you, John Mark, will that share, how long will that stay on for?
So for as long as the person has the message, so say you share it as a link over WhatsApp. If you would want to then sort of delete that message, you could just delete the message and they will no longer have access to the link giving them the location.
So that share will be, it can go through WhatsApp, that link? It will go through WhatsApp?
It can go through any, yeah, if you just share it, you can choose whatever platform to send the link to.
Oh, that's awesome. Like I'm always asking my son to share his location. So this is great. Again, if you want to know, you know, where someone is, and again, share just so people are aware. I do it all the time myself, sometimes with my wife, vice versa. Great tip.
Yep, indeed. And yeah, of course, you can also save a location. So say you get somewhere that's really cool. You want to breadcrumb it to say you're sort of urban exploring. You get to somewhere that you want to save. There's a little star button. You save it. It'll get added to My Places. You can always revisit it again from the app or using your WeWalk touchpad. And again, you'll see this trend going on, which is everything you do now can be also controlled with the WeWalk touchpad. So right below that, we've got exploration mode. So as you walk past a location, WeWalk will actually tell you what's around you automatically. So it'll be like, oh, there's a McDonald's, you know, 200 meters at 2 o'clock. You can set the radius at which it notifies you of these locations, but it's really useful. So if you're in a new neighborhood or you just want to sort of explore where you live, just turn it on and walk around and it'll tell you exactly where things are.
Let me ask you a question. Sorry, Andrew. If someone were to, if there's a location per se that's not in the navigation, can someone add as a point of reference?
Yeah, so say you get somewhere, you know, that's uncalled for, like sort of a random postcode or a random postcodes here in the UK, zip code, I think in the US for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, you just get there, you can just save it. So you just add that little star button and you can rename your address. So say you found somewhere really cool, I don't know, like a cool waterfall, whatever. You can actually just save that. And then under My Places, you'll always have that point of reference, that location that you can navigate to later.
See, what I'm thinking, because someone I know is going to be heading south from here, from Baltimore in the near future. They're going for a magical experience. If you know what I'm saying, a magical experience as in AKA Disney. Excuse me. And I'm curious if that user were to, let's say they're at Epcot for the day, and Epcot is if those of you who are not familiar, is one of the Disney theme parks in Orlando. And let's say they go to Mission Space and they love Mission Space. They can pinpoint where Mission Space is and say, you know what, at the end of the day, or, they want to come back to Mission Space and easily navigate to it, they will be able to do that.
Yep, indeed. And we built the navigation interface around that as well. So say you're in Disney, right? I doubt someone's mapped all the streets inside, Disney.
Right.
You could save the location, pinpoint it at that specific address. And then in navigation, you actually get a destination tracker. So it'll tell you how far your destination is at which angle. So 400 meters at 3 o'clock. So you don't need turn-by-turn navigation. You just know the general direction that you need to head in. And then you'll always know if you're making progress towards that.
Okay.
I have a question, and I don't know if I haven't gotten to this point yet. I don't know if WeWalk has this, or this could be a suggestion, because this is something that I know a lot of blind people miss. There used to be a device years ago that would allow you to you could be sitting at your house and still say you want to know where the closest drugstore is or whatever, and you could actually sit in your house and get the navigation, go 6 blocks and then turn right on this street, and then that without even leaving your house, just so you have an idea before you leave the house. Does WeWalk do that? And if not, can that be implemented into it?
Oh, we can show that. I think that'll be really cool, Joe, to sort of show multimodal, show that sort of direction preview and the low vision map. So I guess the best way to do is we can trigger navigation from an exploration feature. So in the app itself, you have 3 key modes. You've got transport, which we won't dive into yet, because it's like a really sort of cool separate section which we'll talk about. But explore and navigate. Navigate, you just press navigate, type in a location, it navigates you, like simple as that. But explore is the one which you're referencing. So having a look at nearby locations, you can jump through a bunch of different categories, restaurants, cafes, 2 of the same things. There you go. Very imaginative from my part, but gyms, what have you. And then you actually get the location and its clock direction away from you and the distance that it's away from you. Tap it. You can then get there via Uber. You can call it. You can navigate to it. And the thing is, our navigation interface across the whole app is the same, right? So it's like wherever you're navigating to, you'll always know you'll have the same interface. So if we tap go there in this location, and let's see if this will work indoors, you will have a different set of directions. In this case, it's just walking directions for Joe. There doesn't seem to be a transit line, but WeWalk will give you multimodal, bus and train options if you so require it. You then tap walking directions, and WeWalk will take you there with our totally built from the ground up navigational experience. You see, you've got your destination tracking up top over there, your percentage completion, your turn-by-turn directions. It's really, really super useful.
So you can do that while you're still sitting at home?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great.
There we go.
And obviously, if you have voiceover on your phone activated, it will go through it and it will read it out to you.
Exactly. So, yep, no matter what you're navigating to, had you typed in an address or exploring, that's the same sort of navigation interface with destination tracking, turn-by-turn directions, and the low vision map as well. So really, really super useful. And you can go there with Uber as well, for instance. So whatever choice you want, you could do it.
Okay, great.
Let's take a step back, if you don't mind. We forgot we got to connect our WeWalk to the app first. That's the first thing. Real simple. It's a matter of literally clicking a button. And I want everyone, if you don't mind, Joe, I want everyone to hear the sound, the tone of what happens when you activate your WeWalk, when you power it up.
Yes, let me go ahead and disconnect it right now. So that is the sound that you hear when you disconnect your WeWalk. So it sounds kind of like a cash register. And then when you connect it, and it connects just over Bluetooth. And when you do have a headset plugged in, what ends up happening is you can use either a Bluetooth headset or a wired headset, and the WeWalk recognizes that you're using a headset, and all the audio starts going to your headset when you have a headset plugged in or when you're using Bluetooth headsets. If you have it disconnected, all the audio will come out of the WeWalk's built-in speakers, just located right at the bottom. And then if you happen to run out of batteries on the WeWalk has very good battery life. It's averaged at 20 hours. However, it usually lasts a little bit longer just because it has a built-in auto sleep feature. So it does a good job of conserving the battery when not in use.
And one of my favorite features is the find the cane and find the phone.
Yes.
Oh,
and
let's
I
show
can
that.
actually, yeah,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and do that. So there is a find my WeWalk. Actually, it's the where is my WeWalk. Whenever you pair it up, that menu option appears. And when you press that button, you are going to hear this very distinct sound. And that allows you to be able to locate your WeWalk whenever you need to use it. So again, that's the sound that you'll hear. And if you forget what that sound is, you can always go through the tutorials, as Dan had mentioned earlier, by going to the bottom. And then you'll be able to go under device sounds, and then you'll be able to hear the different sounds that the WeWalk plays back.
I like that horn sound.
The get out of my way.
To get out of my
feature.
way.
Yeah, that's a cool sound.
Can
That's a
you
cool sound.
play that sound for everyone?
Sure,
Like,
let me
guys,
go.
if you want to like literally, everyone's like, get away, coming through. What does that sound like?
It sounds like this. There you go. People say it kind of sounds like an electric guitar. Well,
Yeah, I hear that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess what we can do now is we'll talk through transport, but I'm just itching to get to the voice menu part, which is how sort of WeWalk interacts with, and then we can even show the where's my phone feature from WeWalk.
Perfect.
So yeah, let's just dive into transport, which definitely is, I'd say, one of my favorite features, especially here in London. You've got sort of your buses, trains, tubes, you even have riverboat services. So just being able to flick through every available transport option is very, very cool. So you've got on Joe's side over here, once you tap into the transport button on the home screen, you get each transport stop. It's distance away and its clock direction. And not only do you get sort of all the transport stops, but at the very top there, you can even filter between modes. So say you've got a bus, a train, whatever, you can actually filter between each of those. And once you get the stop that you want, you can tap on it. You can either navigate there as you would navigate with our typical navigation interface, or you can actually check out the timelines at that stop, the timetable, so you can see exactly what is coming at what time. Really useful.
I want to point out that for those of you who are sighted and you are watching this webinar, I do want to point out where John Mark is mentioning that he's in London, but if you're looking at Joe's screen and you may recognize, you're wondering where in the world is in London is Joe. He is not in London. As I said before, this is an international webinar. Joe is in Istanbul, Turkey. So when Joe is pulling up transport, he's pulling up everything for the local area in Istanbul.
Yeah, over 1,500 cities compatible. So chances are WeWalk's going to work just fine in your local area.
Okay, sorry for that interruption there.
No worries.
Distraction, I should say.
A very good one indeed. I mean, yeah, we're totally about just making sure every visually impaired person across the world, no matter where you are, you've got that accessibility, you've got that public transport integration. I guess we can jump into the voice menu now, the sort of interaction between WeWalk and the device. Sounds good? Yeah, let's do it. All right, so everything that I just showed you, the navigation, the public transport, everything on the phone screen can actually be controlled by a bunch of simple gestures with WeWalk. So the idea behind the cane itself is you can do all this stuff without having to take out your phone, straight from the touchpad. And what's even cooler is because WeWalk has a built-in compass, we're using its compass to make navigation even better. Because when you put your phone in your pocket, it's pointing downwards, doesn't give you that accuracy. But once you've got WeWalk always pointing forward, as the cane does, you'll always get a proper clock direction as to where you should go. So head 12 o'clock, head 11 o'clock, which is really a novel way of navigating. And so we control the entire WeWalk app experience with the touchpad. You get something called the voice menu, and it's really simple. You just double tap to trigger it, and then you just swipe left and right to actually jump through each of the options.
So I'm going to go ahead and double tap it now so that you can see what that looks like. So if I double tap,
by places.
as you can see, my voice menu is now activated, and you'll know that the voice menu is activated because it goes from the home screen to a single menu screen. And then what you can do is you can swipe left or right to be able to swipe between the different voice menu options. And it's a little bit hard because I'm doing it upright, but you can do it like this to swipe between the different options. And I'm just gonna do it with my thumb. There you go. And you can hear the different menu options as I'm swiping left and right.
My places.
And then what you can do to drill into each of those menu options is you can double tap. And then what it'll do is it'll access that menu option. So I just accessed the transport line. It's very faint, but you'll be able to hear it. Here we go. And
Log in to view my places.
you can hear some of the voice menu options. If I swipe again, you can hear explore, transport. So again, we're going through the different menu options that John Mark had just ran through earlier. So let's say, for example, I want to access my device preferences. Now I'm in the device preferences menu. If I want to drill down into that, I just double tap. And then now I can adjust the sound level if I want directly from the cane without ever having my phone out. If I want to adjust the obstacle detection setting, I can do that from here. And if I just double tap, I can change it from min, low, mid, or max. And again, it's just as easy as swiping from left to right. And a good way to remember is when you're swiping between the different screens on your phone, you're swiping left and right. Whenever you're opening up items, you're usually using a double tap or a single tap gesture. Whenever you need to exit screens on your phone, you're usually doing a swipe up gesture. So if you want to exit the voice menu, you'll just swipe from the bottom of the cane. And whenever I say bottom, it's the narrowest part of the cane to the top of the cane. And when you do that, what'll happen is it'll drill one menu option up. And then if I swipe again, it'll go up one more time. So you just keep doing that until you can exit out of that voice menu. So anytime you're swiping up, you're exiting the voice menu options. Anytime you're double tapping, you're drilling into the different menu options.
I love the way you guys created that. It's so simple. It really, doesn't get the simplicity here is incredible what you guys have done.
And Joe, can you demonstrate the proper way that somebody would hold the WeWalk?
Yes, that's an excellent question, Anne. So to hold the WeWalk cane, you want to hold it in standard thumb grip position, or you could also hold it in the pencil grip position. So if you were to hold it in pencil grip, you would just hold it like this, and then you would place your index finger between those two braille buttons that Barry had shown earlier. And you want to place it right below the touchpad. Now, if you're going to hold it in standard cane grip position, you're going to have your index finger wrapped around the side of the cane, and then you're going to place your thumb in between those two braille buttons right below the touchpad, and that allows you to feel the vibration motor whenever the obstacle detection is functioning.
And you could turn off obstacle detection as well. Let's say you're indoors and you don't want the obstacle detection, you can turn off, right? Just by taking two fingers and swiping up. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes.
Easy as that. And in the app as well. So if you're sort of, got your phone out, we're also on the table, you want to control it, make a sound, whatever. Simple as going to the preferences, obstacle detection, turned off. So multiple ways of doing the same thing.
Can you talk to the cane?
Yes. So we've got our voice assistant, which is currently sort of just coming out of beta. So we've recently had a big overhaul, bringing in many new features. But yeah, we've come to a point now where you can ask the voice assistant to connect, disconnect your WeWalk, change the sound level, obstacle detection. So again, you guys can try it out right now. With the voice assistant currently built into the WeWalk app, you can actually access it. But once you do get a WeWalk and you connect it to the WeWalk app, the voice assistant can also connect the entire experience. You can actually control every aspect of WeWalk without having to even use gestures. You can just double tap and hold the touchpad. It'll make a noise as if you're talking to your normal voice assistant. You'll be good to go.
Yeah, there's a built-in microphone at the bottom of the Smart Cane. And as John Mark mentioned, if you do this double tap action, you'll be able to hear a sound. And what it'll do is it'll make that sound to let you know that voice assistant is listening. That's the sound that you would hear. And then you would ask a gesture. And then when you let go, it'll make the sound again to let you know that it's no longer listening. We're constantly improving the voice assistant. So we're going to be adding more and more. And that's voice assistant asking me one more time because it wasn't able to recognize one of the commands that I just mentioned, just because I'm talking normally right now. But if I were to ask voice assistant, I could go ahead and ask. Give me one more. Battery level.
Your battery level is 100%.
So that's how a voice assistant would work. I hope that came through okay.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And that's how the voice assistant function would work. And you could ask things like, what time is it? At some point down the line, we want to make it to the point where a user had asked, well, could I ask it, take me home? And that's something that is a great suggestion and something that we're going to be working on in the future, is to make it as easy as being able to ask your smart cane to take me to a home address, and then it'll start auto navigating somewhere. But we're always looking
fantastic.
for, yes.
That is fantastic. So, so I think this gives everyone here, I think, an overall, not a brief understanding, is a pretty detailed understanding of the WeWalk Smart Cane and app. Is there anything else that you want to really feel that needs to be highlighted as far as the functionality?
I think we've covered everything. The best thing I can say is just everyone to just go out there and try it. Everyone's going to have their own different preferences, settings, obstacle detection preferences. And we've tried to cater to that. So as long as people try it out, and that you realize that this is a two-way thing, right? So we're not just about giving you guys amazing tech, but we want to hear your experiences. So reaching out to us, getting that training. I think the sky is the limit, upwards and onwards, as we like to say.
Absolutely. And so again, just to highlight the key benefits here, we have obstacle detection, we have navigation, transport. John Mark, we further elaborate on anything else that?
Yeah, so transport, exploration, navigation, breadcrumbing, and place saving, automatic exploration, the obstacle detection, which you mentioned. So everything you'd really need to just get out there.
So if somebody would buy their WeWalk today, next year, will it be obsolete?
No, absolutely not. So we are driven by software. So WeWalk users who bought their cane last year can still upgrade, and we've provided an upgrade program for those with the old cane to actually upgrade to the newest Ambutech cane as well. The software keeps getting better. We keep pushing firmware updates as well. So you will see a new firmware update coming soon, actually, to improve voice, but we just pushed out a previous firmware update to fix the compass to make it even more accurate. So it's all software driven.
It's just like, a smartphone, when we constantly, wake up one morning and say, okay, your phone needs a software update. It's very similar. So I think that's one of the beautiful aspects with WeWalk, that the hardware will not be, out of date in a few months. This hardware is here to stay for quite some time. And the software updates is really what's, driving the technology here. The technology is already in the handle, in the WeWalk handle. It's now the software updates, when you're paired together with the phone, that's where it makes this such a powerful combination.
And one thing we also have in the WeWalk app as well is a low vision map. So when we are navigating as well, we have this low vision map available so that users will be able to easily trace what their route is to get to their destination. As you can see, the highlighted route is very visible for low vision users. So it's very helpful to be able to identify the route that you need to take to get to your destination.
And I think one thing also we all want to, which we did not mention, and I want to stress this, because I don't want to get the firing squad from the O&M community. The WeWalk is a piece of assistive technology. This doesn't mean that you should not get O&M training, orientation mobility training. You must get orientation mobility training. Really, that's the way, a person's first step should always have orientation mobility training. And then when you have that training, WeWalk will be an incredible piece of assistive technology in your toolbox to help you navigate and get around. So I just want to really stress that.
I want to back this up as well to say that we are firm believers in O&M first step as well, but WeWalk isn't replacing the standard cane by no means. All your techniques, your constant contact, 2-point touch, whatever you use, your cane grip has to be exactly as it was before, as you would use a normal cane, because at its basis, WeWalk is a cane, right? We're only giving you easier access to the modern tech stuff like navigation, obstacle detection. So you won't have to distract from your normal cane technique to check your phone, for instance. So if anything, we're asking you to focus on your cane technique, focus on the obstacle detection stuff. and just access that navigation, that exploration at your fingertips when necessary.
Great. So again, so the WeWalk is really going to be a great fit for anyone with low vision, 100% blindness. It's going to be a great fit. I mean, Diane is a WeWalk user. I'm happy to say that. I mean, I'll let Diane say it, but I firmly believe she's enjoying the experience. She's going through all the tutorials.
Yeah.
She's actively using it, getting more and more accustomed to it. And I think, day by day, as we all, learn new technology, we can become more familiar with it.
And if we didn't have 2 feet of snow outside, then I could get out and actually navigate with it. Oh, what can you talk about how it works in weather? What we should do, what we shouldn't do?
Oh yeah, of course. So as long as you don't abuse it, I mean, just use it like a standard cane. Just enjoy it. Don't throw it off a bridge. It should be fine. Like, it really is a durable product. It's water resistant, but not waterproof. So you can take it out in moderate to light rain, but don't dunk it in a pool. Basically, it can fall. Don't worry about dropping it. It can obviously withstand drops, but your shaft is probably going to break long before the actual WeWalk handle does. So we've made a conscious effort to make it as durable as possible.
And it does come with a standard 1-year warranty. So if anything were to happen to it, it is covered for manufacturer defects. But as John Mark mentioned, that standard warranty doesn't cover accidental damage or things like throwing it off a bridge, because that's obviously not what it's intended for.
Right. Or if your guide dog decides to take a bite out of it, something
Yes,
like that.
not covered by that either.
And by the way, the actual weight of the actual, cane with the handle on, it's quite light. If I recall off the top, it was like 15.6 ounces, I believe. We're well under a pound.
It was basically just like
A couple ounces.
like 5 ounces heavier than just the standard Ambutech.
Yeah, it's about, we like to say 100 grams heavier than a standard white cane. So the Smart Cane handle itself is 0.55 pounds. And it just takes some getting used to the weight. Once you start using it more and more, the weight doesn't become noticeable at all.
Okay, so I want to just let everyone know, you can purchase the WeWalk Cane at thelowvisionshop.com, thelowvisionshop.com. And for all first-time buyers, we offer a $25 discount coupon, which would be applicable for purchases above $300. So this will be applicable. You can use it for your WeWalk Cane. You just enter the coupon code HAPPY, and I think you will be happy with your WeWalk. We've received really a tremendous amount of positive feedback from all of our users currently who have purchased the cane. In fact, we had someone recently who purchased a cane. They were so excited about it. They actually wanted an overnight delivery. We provided that service to them, and they got
an OmniSense.
They got an OmniSense also as well. But what I want to point out is that the user actually, they said that they're going to call us back if they felt they needed some training or to set up training with the WeWalk team. But they called us back that next day and they said, nope, we're good to go. They're loving it, and they were already out and about. And it was great to hear that, where people, again, the technology, the software, everything was thought out in such a precise way that it really eliminates a lot of, the confusion with this new technology. So again, kudos to the entire WeWalk team. So don't forget to use coupon code HAPPY. We offer free domestic shipping here in the United States. So great opportunity. And, there were a bunch of questions from the audience. And I think we've gone through quite a bit of them as far as those questions. Someone wants to know what the weight was, which we took care of that already, under a pound, very close to a regular Ambutech cane. We talked about as far as weather conditions, we went through that. We went through as far as durability as well, as far as how strong is the WeWalk cane? Is it going to break if I just drop it? And the team has said no, it's quite strong. They said the actual shaft in your cane will probably break long before the actual WeWalk handle. And we talked about, there was another question that came through also regarding interchange, if you can interchange together with your favorite cane per se. And we obviously have the WeWalk adapter that is provided. And some people were saying that they actually, use two different canes, and they can actually use that adapter and just, take the WeWalk handle off, and if they want to use that. So they always have two canes ready to rock and roll. And
How about future plans?
let's hear about future plans.
Yeah, so really, really exciting time for us at WeWalk. I mean, we're moving forward with software development. We've got an exciting partnership with Microsoft. So you guys will soon see a nice mobility tracking feature coming out where WeWalk will tell you how many cane swipes you're doing per day, your walking speed, your walking distances, the time spent you walk outside. So making WeWalk a really cool fitness device as well, if you'd like, giving you those cool cane metrics. We've got some exciting projects, and of course, just making the app better and better. We just released multimodal. We're going to keep working on developing and making the app even more stable, even more sort of international, if you like. I said it before, I'll say it again, onwards and upwards. We've realized this is our calling. We've realized people want a device like this. It's just how do we refine it and keep making it better with sort of new wish list features.
Yep, and I know I keep setting my wish list, and you guys are working away, and I've yet to hear her say no, Barry, stop. We don't want to enough already. No, you guys have been great, and we are just so excited to be at the forefront together with WeWalk to be able to provide this technology and continue to enhance quality of life. So, just in the interest of time, we answered, I would say, just about all of the questions that have come through the Q&A. So we're going to close it out over here. I want to thank everyone for attending today. It's great to see some of those familiar faces, a lot of new faces as well. Great attendance today. And I really just want to thank Joe and John Mark for your efforts to make this possible. And we look forward to, seeing you again in the near future. I do also want to point out that we do have a dedicated WeWalk landing page. So if you just want information on WeWalk per se, you can go to thelowvisionshop.com/WeWalk. We have a bunch of videos there as well. This particular webinar will also be there. And on top of that, our good friend Sam from The Blind Life recently completed a handful of new videos as well, specifically talking about the WeWalk Smart Cane. So those videos are there as well. A lot of just wealth of information there, everything you need to know about the cane. And of course, you can purchase it right there as well. So, Joe, John Mark, anything else before we close this out?
Nothing from me, but just say thank you so much for the opportunity, Barry. It's always nice to be able to show everyone, WeWalk in the flesh, what it could do, talking through the app. Just thanks for having us, really. It's always great to talk through these things.
It's our greatest pleasure. And hopefully we'll see both of you here in the US in the near future. And perhaps we may have to take our own trip together and start mapping out some other amusement parks. So,
There you go.
it's we got to have a little fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a tiny bit, not too much.
That's good. So awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening. I hope everyone enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next webinar live stream soon. Take care, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Be well.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.